Dolphins believe Ryan Tannehill will need season-ending surgery on his left knee. Tannehill hurt his knee during a non-contact play at practice yesterday. He had a partial tear last year on the same leg. Head coach Adam Gase said today Matt Moore is the Dolphins quarterback right now, but ESPN reported that Dolphins executives have discussed bringing Colin Kaepernick in if surgery is needed for Tannehill. There's also reports that our new colleague, Jay Cutler, could be an option. We're joined once again by Ray Lewis. Ray, there's a lot to this story, but what do you think the Dolphins should do?
Well, look, I think, first of all, you got to start what you have in-house. You know, Matt Moore was the same guy came in last year and took this team to the playoffs. You know, so I think they're not in that position to where they're stuck, right? To where the starter goes down, but you don't have nobody to replace him. Matt Moore is that guy to replace him, and so now I think it's a choice. Who do you want to deal with? Colin Kaepernick, or you want to deal with Jay Cutler? And I think that decision comes down to the front office on who's the better fit for that number 2 position. Because right now I think Matt Moore is definitely that guy for the Dolphins. But you know, the one thing I would say about Tannehill, when I saw the play, when I saw him rolling out that play, the first thing I said with that brace, I'm like, he never looked comfortable from day one when he was rolling out with that thing. And so I guess my question to him is, Shay, why wouldn't you take care of that last year when the off season, right? And sometimes people say, well, you know, you can kind of fight through it if you do all the necessary things and you won't have to have surgery. But that doesn't leave you 100% comfortable, right? Because there's always a twitch, there's always a hitch somewhere in that knee. And so the bigger picture for me is, why didn't Tannehill get that surgery?
You went with the new miraculous stem cell treatment.
Yeah. But for me, it still didn't seem like it released all of his pain for him to have that big old knee brace on and stuff.
And it's on his left leg, Skip. That's the steers everything. You can't have that thing wobbling around the play. For me, look, okay, you have Matt Moore, so obviously he gets the nod. He's the starter. But ask yourself this: do you believe Matt Moore can take you to where you need to be? Do you believe Matt Moore is the guy that can get you into the playoffs and win you a playoff game? Has he done that in his life? You know, there's a guy that's on the street that we know he's taken a team to a Super Bowl. He's taken a team to an NFC championship game. And under the right circumstances, they got Ajayi, they can run the football. They got Stills, they got Parks, they got Landry. So they have some weapons around him that can help him, and he can throw the football because he, as you mentioned, Skip, he played the Dolphins last year. He had a very good game. He threw for like 280.
I thought it was his best game.
Yes, and had another 90 running the football.
And it came down to one late play where he got stopped near the goal line by Kiko Alonso.
So you have Matt Moore, but I do not see another guy that's available. Now, granted, they could make trades, or there could be some people that's going to get cut down the road. But for me, Cap is the best option.
Man, this story's got so many layers. It feels like a Christopher Nolan movie, like Inception. You saw Inception, right? You just can't figure it out. It's like layer after layer. There's a yes, but on everyone. Yes, but, yes, but.
He could need, we're going to get a second opinion, a third.
Yes, but. And I'm with you on Matt Moore. Every time he plays at a very high level. He has not been able to stay healthy. He tends to try to win one for the Gipper and take shots in the pocket that he just can't recover from. He took some at Pittsburgh last year in the cold where I thought he couldn't get up from, but he did. So I don't know how long he will last. But now you have the connection of Jay Cutler to Adam Gase. Adam Gase got, I'm not sure it was the best out of Jay Cutler, but he actually turned him into, dare I say, an efficient quarterback in 2015, where he threw his career low 11 interceptions, completed 64% of his passes. So he kept him between the lines better than Jay has been able to be kept between the lines, because as you always say, Shannon, he's just as likely to throw it to the other team as to your team. And he will try things that nobody can pull off because he thinks he's got the biggest cannon in pro football, and there are days when it looks like it is. And he has thrown a bunch of touchdown passes. Jay Cutler, 208 in his career to 146 interceptions, which is a lot. And then you look at Colin Kaepernick, he's 72 touchdowns to only 30 interceptions. Colin Kaepernick is very careful with the football. He was 16-4 last year. So it's low.
His legs bail him out a
They
lot.
do.
Yeah,
They do.
which
But
is
he
great.
does not take crazy, risky chances the way Jay Cutler does. But Cutler has the connection to a coach that you want to talk about the smoothest, quickest fit. If in fact you don't think Matt Moore that can last, if you need to go get another starting quarterback, the smoothest fit is right now Jay Cutler. He's our guy right now, and he's got a pretty good gig here, and he's only 34. But does he want to give it up? Would they be able to give him a big enough bonus to justify, like make it kind of starter kind of money?
Right.
For him to give up this career? I don't know, but he could walk right in the door and know the jargon, and he could just pick it up. He could call the plays with like second nature in the huddle, and they would not miss a beat. But now you're bringing in what I consider I've given up. He's my guy from Vanderbilt, but negative intangibles.
Yeah.
I don't love him. I don't love the body language. I don't like the slumped shoulders. I don't like the I don't really care sort of attitude. He is really gifted. I'm telling you, he can wing the football. But can he lead a football team? No. Never proved that anywhere. So is he better than Ryan Tannehill? I say yes. But I really think that Colin Kaepernick is better than Ryan Tannehill. I'm not a fan. Never was sold. So in a way, this is just me. I think this is a blessing. I don't wish injury on anybody, but there's a blessing in disguise here in that you could go forward with somebody, but you better pick the right somebody.
Right.
Well, you know this when you put Jay Cutler, if I'm a defensive player and I'm facing Jay Cutler, I'm already going to call the restaurant and get me a reservation for 6 because I know you're going to throw me a pick. And I'm going to the end zone. So I need a reservation for 6. That's where I'm headed. You know what Jay Cutler's going to do. So let's not pretend ourselves like all of a sudden he's going to change who and what he is.
Okay, but he kind of changed in 2015. He did. He sort of strapped it down a little bit. Well, 21-11 is not bad.
21-11. Then last year he was 4 touchdowns, 5 picks. And then 28-18, 19-12, 19-14.
Adam Gase went to Miami.
That's the connection for him.
But Skip, at the end of the day, he's been a high turnover guy.
Yeah.
That's interceptions. We're not talking about strip sacks that he's allowed now.
I'm with you. I cannot.
So if you're going to hold on. But here's the thing, though, Skip. Okay, yeah, he knows the terminology. He turns the ball over, and he's not a leader. So what benefits are you actually getting from Jay Cutler? If he's turning it over, he's not the guy that guys are going to rally behind and say, okay, Jay, you first, I'm right behind you. If he's not that guy, so what are we doing?
Or are we going too fast saying who is the number 2 and number 3 and not giving Matt Moore enough credit saying
You got to have a backup, though.
you do, but
You believe in Matt Moore? You gonna hit? You go?
I think the Dolphins. I mean,
No, I'm talking about you.
For him to get him in the playoffs.
No, we talking about you.
Well, I mean,
you in the front office now.
No, I'm not.
You in the front office
Ain't
now.
too many quarterbacks.
So you got some. You got some money.
You know, you ought to know the things I've been through with quarterbacks.
Yeah, I was there. I was there. So let me ask. So let me ask. You got some money, and I figure any amount of money that's gonna mean something to you, individual money that means something to you. You believe in Matt Moore?
He's the starter for the Dolphins, so they better believe in him. It don't matter if I believe in him or not. The Dolphins better believe in him because the head coach just named him the starter.
I can show you his numbers. They're better than Ryan Tannehill's numbers.
Well, Skip.
Right, but they are.
Shake, stop doing
At least
Matt
you
Moore
got
like
that going
man.
for you.
Like Michael Jordan said, a dude with one leg better than.
Hey, stop doing Matt Moore like that. He led the boys to the playoffs.
No, he didn't.
Okay, so let's take it one level deeper here. Steve Ross, the owner of the Dolphins, was the one owner who stood up and supported his Dolphin players who knelt the way Colin Kaepernick did during the anthem.
Correct.
You got that going for you.
Yes.
So I could argue, man, this could be the perfect landing spot
fit.
for Colin Kaepernick.
Right.
Except for another yes, but. And this is a big but because Colin, on the very first night that we were made aware of the fact early in last preseason that he, at that point, was sitting for the anthem, right?
Correct.
He used to address the media after the game, wearing a T-shirt with a picture from 1960 of Malcolm X and Fidel Castro. And under it was the caption, "Like minds think alike." Colin said, I was just supporting Malcolm X. But unfortunately, there's another guy in the picture that a sizable Cuban community in Miami will not love, that Colin supported it. And then there was the fateful give and take because Colin then had to play as a 49er at Miami, game we talked about. Played great in that game. That was November 27th. A couple days before, he had to do, as all the starting quarterbacks do, the conference call with the Dolphin and Miami area reporters.
Right.
And during that, Armando Salguero of the Miami Herald, a Cuban exile who went through hell to get out of Cuba, started asking Colin some tough but fair and right questions. And Colin answered with some insensitive and I thought very uninformed answers that really offended Armando. And I'm assuming offended a whole lot of Cuban exiles living in the Miami area. And he said, I asked Kaepernick how he can protest oppression, then ignorantly don a T-shirt featuring an oppressor. As we all know, Fidel Castro, tyrant, murderous dictator. And Armando concluded in the piece he wrote for the Miami Herald that I was stunned how someone so outspoken about his beliefs could be so ignorant to facts not up for debate. All Kaepernick did was expose himself. So go ahead, wear your Malcolm X t-shirt that features Fidel Castro. Wear it around town where hundreds of thousands of Cuban exiles live with memories similar to mine. Show everyone what an unrepentant hypocrite you are. Strong language, but it shows the emotion from which Cuban exiles speak.
I just wish Armando would have phrased it like this, Skip. Says, how can you fight for people that's being oppressed and then don a T-shirt of an oppressor?
Yeah.
When you said ignorantly, when you call someone ignorant or say ignorantly, you automatically put them in a defensive position. So now he's going to have to come out and maybe say some things that he shouldn't have said.
Yep.
So there's a way, and then once you come to the conclusion, says, okay, he's doing this, I don't believe in him. But once you say someone is ignorant or ignorantly, we doing an interview. What you think I'm oh yeah, you're right, man. No, I'm gonna bunker down in my stance and come back at you. Even though like I said, I would have advised Colin not to don this T-shirt because anytime someone doesn't like your message, they're gonna do anything they can to undermine the messenger. So I think it's lesson learned. Move on.
There's no denying that would be brought up again.
Yes.
I mean, it would be front and center.
Yes.
Ends up with the Dolphins.
And,
but
and I believe Colin will come say, hey, I apologize. This shirt offended people. That won't happen again.
Yeah, he would need to do that. Ray, thank you for